Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and Kanye West. What do all those have in common? It's that I don't give a Hi, I'm a little out of touch with reality. And growing up, I had a friend, we'll call him Jason, because his name was Jason. And every single day, at the same time, he would give me updates about what Leo from Lab Rats was doing. And in case you're wondering, he's a rapper.
I told you last year that I'm done with the flex and I don't like to call it, I don't even text it. I'm down in Atlanta, I'm down at the Metro, I'm shooting it. Yeah, that shit confidential, I'm happy.
And I always thought it was kind of strange because never once did I show any interest in what Leo from the Lab Rats was doing. But it seemed like Jason had a special interest in knowing everything. Like, you could ask him about any celebrity and he would tell you what they were up to or how many years they were serving.
I should call this shit no block.
Anyways, I didn't grow up with cable. All the celebrities I knew were two-dimensional or the Muppets. And as I grew up, I found myself drawn to YouTubers. And when you watch someone consistently, like really consistently, it gets really easy to notice changes. Even small changes. Patterns. And ladies and gentlemen, and those beyond the binary, Drew Gooden has stopped wearing his wedding ring. A normal person would probably just move on with their life. I did not do that. Instead, I did what a completely rational human being would do, and I went to Reddit. And that's when I realized that this isn't just a me problem. There's 1,000 threads of people doing the exact same thing. They're analyzing clips, comparing the timelines, and building full-blown conspiracies about a relationship that they're really not a part of. Which brings us to parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships are a one-sided emotional connection that audience form with media figures. This idea actually goes all the way back to Horton and Wall in 1956, who described how audiences can feel like they're in a relationship with someone who doesn't even know they exist. Basically, if you watch someone long enough, your brain starts to treat them like someone you know personally, even though you don't. There's no interaction, there's no mutual awareness, but the emotional connection is still very real. And with more recent research like Tukakinski's, yeah, his work from 2011 shows that these relationships can become just as emotionally significant as real life ones. Platforms like YouTube make this even stronger because creators talk directly to their audiences, directly to the camera, they share stories, and they build consistent personalities. So over time, it stops feeling like content and it feels like you're building a relationship. Part 1, narrative building. Because humans are really bad at leaving stories unfinished. In fact, media researchers found that audiences naturally try to fill in the gaps when information is missing. Something tied on how we process narratives and make sense of media. So people take a few small details and they start connecting them into something bigger. So it's, if this happened, this means this, and if this is true, then this is not. Part 2, moral judgment. Because research shows that people often defend media figures that they feel connected to, almost like they were to defend a real friend, which is kind of insane if you think about it. Part 3, emotional investment. People don't just speculate, they feel things. They feel concerned, they feel protective, and sometimes they even feel betrayed. And according to studies on parasocial interactions, audiences can experience real emotional responses like attachment and loss, even though the relationship is entirely one-sided. Part 4, platform amplification. And because platforms like Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter don't reward being correct, they reward just being engaged with. And according to research from the Pew Research Center, emotionally charged and dramatic content tends to spread faster and get more engagement online. So speculation isn't just common, it's also encouraged. Part 5. Yeah. Research on parasocial relationships show that audiences often developed emotional attachments to media figures that mirror their real life relationships. Some studies suggest people use these relationships to fulfill social and emotional needs, which explains why situations like this can escalate so quickly. For example, Tuchinski's research highlights how repeated exposure to a creator strengthens this illusion of closeness over time. Because people aren't just observing, they're participating emotionally. And when you combine that with an algorithm that prioritizes engagement and drama, you get a system that encourages people to overanalyze and create meaning where there might not be any. At some point, the line between audience and participant, they just kind of disappear. And instead of watching someone's life from a distance, you start to feel like you're in an acting role. Even when they don't, or especially when they don't. So, whether anything has actually happened is besides the point. The real takeaway is how the internet can take a person, treat them as a character, give them a narrative, and explain what's going on even when the information is just not there. And the more we treat creators like people we know, the easier it is to forget that we don't actually know them at all. Anyways, if I ever stop wearing a ring in my videos, don't make a subreddit about me. Or do, I can't stop you.